So we are live again, and I'm delighted to welcome Lara Sheldrake from Found Flourish along. Hi, Lara. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm really good, thanks. Yeah, not bad. How are you doing? You amazing
Hi.
woman organising all of this.
Getting there. We're making it through.
Yeah, you're so clever.
Oh, thanks. It's been so nice, actually. It's been such a great response from people. So I'm really grateful for everyone who's agreed to
I
take
can
part.
imagine.
And
Great.
a quick reminder for anybody who is watching live, don't forget to comment while we're live so that you generate these impacts and make a difference, because that will be what does it, is the comments. So Lara is going to talk us through how to build an engaged community as an asset to your business, which is exactly what you have done with your wonderful membership community.
Oh,
So
thank you.
I will remove myself and hand over to you, if that's all right, Lara.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Nikki. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. So welcome to How to Build an Engaged Community as an Asset to Your Business. Firstly, I'd just like to say thank you so much, Nikki. What an honour it is to be able to speak on such a special day, raising the flag for fellow female founders across the country. It's an absolute honour. So I'm really excited to share with you guys some of my tips and tricks. Okay, so firstly, an overview. We'll have a brief introduction into me and Found Flourish, then key steps to build an engaged community, how to turn your community into an asset for your business, a quick summary, and then Q&A. As Nikki says, please don't forget to drop your questions in the chat box. Any questions that come up, I will do my best to answer them. Otherwise, we can have a Q&A at the end. So, who am I and why did I set up Found Flourish? So I'm a mother, a mentor, a speaker, and the founder of Found Flourish. And prior to Found Flourish, which I set up about 2 years ago, I was a social media consultant. I ran my own consultancy for a couple of years. And before that, I worked in the media industry. I absolutely loved my job as a self-employed consultant. I ran my own consultancy. I loved my clients. I loved the industry. I loved everything about what I did, apart from the fact that I did it on my own. I found running my own business incredibly isolating at times. And I think I just lacked that sense of community and that feeling like I'm not on my own on this journey. It could have been something as simple as being up until 3 a.m. trying to work out some technical glitches on my website because I'm not a coder, and whether it was stubbornness or something else, I'm not quite sure, but I spent a lot of time working out things that if I had been part of a community, I could have just gone, hey guys, how do I do this? And then a coder or someone who had the skills could have answered my question within 5 minutes, and then I would have had a good night's sleep. So community was really important to me, and it was something that I was lacking. And I was on mat leave with my son, who was 3 months old, and I was kind of at a point where I was getting itchy feet. I wanted to get back into the world of entrepreneurship. I wanted to build a business. I wanted to do something, and I didn't know whether I wanted to go back to. I had my consultancy in dormancy, so I didn't know whether I wanted to open that up again and do that. But I knew that I had to start, getting busy. So I went on the hunt for a community, one that I could relate to, maybe one that had some events that looked interesting to me. And I couldn't find anything that really I could relate to. There was nothing that really resonated. And I don't know whether it was the branding or the terminology or the topics and content that was being shared, but I just lacked inspiration. And so that's where the idea of Found Flourish came about. Why is Found Flourish an all-women's community? Well, only 1 in 3 UK entrepreneurs is female. That's a gender gap equivalent to 1.1 million missing businesses. So we need communities for women. And I'm really happy to say that now we are blessed with an abundance of female communities for women in business, freelancers, entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, working mums, you name it. There are so many out there. But I must admit, in 2018, when I was looking, I struggled to find it. So, we're in a good place right now and we're moving in the right direction. So why listen to me? They say that your network is your net worth. And I truly believe in the power of your community and knowing, I guess, with the people that you know. Okay, so I started off with a simple idea to build a community of like-minded women. And over the last 2 years, we've gone from a simple newsletter and the odd event to a thriving community. And as you can see here, some of the statistics, we've built a pretty large engaged community in quite a short amount of time. The professional network is my own, so that's across LinkedIn. We have over 15,000 women in business across our Found and Flourish network. And as you can see here, we've got quite a few followers, subscribers, and we are consistently growing. And I'm going to talk you through some of the, I guess, methods that I use and ways in which I grow my community, but also keep them engaged and wanting to come back for more. So another reason why, and I thought I'd throw this in there because this is an announcement that came yesterday. I was really surprised about, actually. Our good friends, the Startups magazine, listed me as one of their top 20 most influential female founders of 2020. I mean, that's amazing. So I thought I'd chuck that in there as another reason why you guys should listen to me today. And at the beginning of the year, just before lockdown, actually, I went to an awards kind of breakfast as I was listed as one of the 100 entrepreneur female founders for 2020. So it's essentially a campaign to highlight inspiring female business leaders across the UK. So that's me in a nutshell. Please do drop your questions in the chat box if anything comes up as I go along. So let's get stuck in. I'm just going to pull my blinds down so that I'm not blinded. So bear with me 1 minute. There we go. Key steps to building an engaged community. Here's a tip. It's all about storytelling. Okay, so one thing that I'm really big on, and this is something that I advise all my mentees, my clients, my fellow community members, it's really important to define who you are, why you do what you do, what your mission is, what your values are, what's important to you, and your vision and your purpose. So who are you? What's your purpose? What's important to you? Why do you exist? What problems are you solving? And who are you solving these problems for? Usually at this point, I'd say pick one word that you want to be acknowledged for. So for example, for us, it's community, but then of course, there's lots of different words that I'd like to be associated with. Another one could be Hugs and Brunch, which is our popular Hugs and Brunch networking event. So as part of the community offering, we have panel events, masterclasses, workshops, our networking brunches, which we absolutely love. I really miss doing these. So before lockdown, we were very much an in real life IRL events platform, as well as a network, a community, an online network, a membership. I think I may have actually missed that bit out at the beginning, but in case you guys didn't know, Found and Flourish is a female founders network, media and events platform. We have an online membership, and we had to pivot during lockdown and move all of our events online. But here's a couple of images, just a snapshot of some of our events across Brighton, London, and Manchester. So community, Hugs and Brunch, female founders, connections, solidarity, friendship, entrepreneurship. So these are just some of the words that we would like to be associated with as a business, a brand, and I guess as a purpose-led business. So have a think about your one word. It could be digital marketing, it could be leadership, it could be coaching, but whatever it is, it's really important that you can hone in on that one thing that you want to be known for. So focus on what you want to be known for and become an expert. These are just a couple of examples of ways in which, having honed in on providing community and support for women who might feel lonely, who might be in need of some solidarity, some educational support, or maybe just a shoulder to cry on, or someone to celebrate the wins with, by focusing on our mission and by focusing on that one thing we want to be known for. We've had some really lovely 5-star reviews, amazing testimonials, lots of happy members, and that's because we focused on one thing and we tried to do it really well. The second thing is to connect. Now, this sounds like a simple one, but it is really important to understand who your audience is. How are you going to connect with them? Where are they hanging out? What do they need? So this could be a Slack channel, it could be a newsletter, it could be in real life events, it could be social media. But understanding who your audience is and the challenges they're facing will support you in understanding what it is you need to provide so that they can gain value from being a part of your community. And of course, knowing where to focus your time and efforts. So the next thing is to create. Now, this is a term, a quote that I absolutely love. I repeat it often, and that is like attracts like. So remember why you're doing what you're doing and who you're doing it for, and that there is a power in talking about your niche, so being specific about that one thing. So for example, our community is made up of freelancers, female founders, aspiring entrepreneurs. Their challenges will be loneliness, lack of support, resources maybe. They might want some support in being more confident, overcoming imposter syndrome, understanding how to manage their cycle and their productivity levels in relation to what's going on in their body. So all these different types of things that I've given examples of here, you know, how to pitch, for example, as well. By creating content that is providing value for our community, they will naturally be attracted to the community and will come to us for more information like that. So remember to create content that speaks to your audience, that solves the problem, and that evokes emotion. The next thing is to participate. Join in on the conversation, add value. It's all very well creating lots of content and perhaps being really active in what you're doing. You might have a community, lots of people that may follow you. What's really important here is that you are really a part of the conversation. I love this quote, and this is one by actually a fellow member, Rebecca Mackay-Miller. She's the founder of Block and Rose. She's a business strategist, and we hosted a word of mouth workshop, I think during lockdown or maybe just before. But she said, join the conversation as an expert, not a salesperson. Add value. It's not about selling to these people. It's about really providing value from your expert position. So you will be an expert in your area. There will be one thing at least that you've worked hard to learn about. You might have 5-10 years experience in this area, and it's something that you can really provide as value to your community. So as well as creating content and putting it out there, engage with your audience, participate, be involved in the conversation, and add value in the engagement perspective. So speak to them, ask them what they thought of that blog, ask them what their challenges are right now, maybe provide some solutions or some tips or tools in the comment section. Okay, nurture. This is a fairly easy one, to be honest, because I think most people, if not all people I know, are kind, really, really kind. Loads of like-minded, wonderfully warm-hearted women within the community, and I'm sure in Niki's as well. So I think just remember that your community are kind of like your best friends. So treat them that way. Ask them how they feel, ask them what they need, how you can help, and don't forget to listen. That is so important. I spend a lot of time posting feedback forms and asking members what they think and how things can be improved and ways in which they'd like things to be better or different, because I feel like it's very easy to assume based on your own personal experiences that there is one way of doing things, but actually by asking for feedback, you can have a better sense and understanding of what your community really needs. So ask them and be prepared to listen and take action. So this kind of has like a multifaceted meaning, taking action, because there's multiple ways in which you can do this. So firstly, taking action yourself. So making sure that you're providing value. Remember, anything you sell is about a value exchange. Focus on how your audience will benefit. Tell people how they can buy from you. Ask for referrals, share testimonials, and don't be afraid to ask. So not only do you need to take action, but you also need to ask your audience to take action. So this is where we start to look at how you can grow your engaged community as an asset to your business. I see a lot of people struggling to go from having an engaged audience to then, I guess, making money. And funnily enough, Found and Flourish never started as a business. It started as a community. It was only maybe a year and a half into it that I started to work out ways in which I could sustain it as a business model, because I didn't want to let it go. And on the flip side, I couldn't sustain it the way I was running it, which is essentially for free. So what's really important here is to remember that there's always a value exchange. And that's why I've put this quote in, which I absolutely love, by Sally Poinsett-Nash. She's the founder of Brandable & Co., mentor and a really good friend. And she says, selling is simply a transfer of enthusiasm. So don't feel icky about selling. You know, selling has a dirty kind of connotation to it, but it's simply a transfer of enthusiasm. If you have a service or a product that you are incredibly proud of and you know will offer or provide solutions for people, make their lives easier or richer in some way, that is a value exchange. So you are saying that I'm going to give you this in exchange for you to buy it from me. I'm putting it in layman's terms. It sounds quite simplistic, and really it is. So remember to take action, but remember to ask others to too. So call to action. And I've also put here social proof, because I think it's really important to remember that you know, your audience and your community, they are your number one fans, right? So they will be writing reviews, testimonials. If they're not, ask them to, and then share those testimonials and reviews, because every time you share, we call it social proof. So it's kind of like the proof behind, you know, your impact in a social environment. So if you've had a 5-star review, share it. Let other people know that you're having this positive impact on your audience or community, because then other people will follow. Don't forget to say thank you to your community. Always show your appreciation. So that could be in the comment section, that could be in a post, that could be resharing something. It's a very it sounds very simple, and it is, but sometimes we forget the simplest things, and usually they are the most impactful and effective. So don't forget to say thank you to your community when they either write you a review, or they post about something, or they share something of yours. Okay, so a quick summary, and I hope I haven't gone too quickly. I'm aware that there was limited time on this, and I've been working this morning just trying to condense it down. So maybe we'll have a bit more time for any questions that come in. And hopefully, if there's anything left unanswered, I'll be able to answer it for you guys. So summary, tell your story, and remember, like attracts like. Weave your story into everything that you do, whether it's the impact that you're having on a client's business, whether it's your own experiences of why you came up with your business idea, and ways in which you feel it's having a positive impact on other people's lives. Whatever it is, just remember, tell your story, because that's what really evokes emotion. That's what allows you to connect with other people. Focus on the value you're providing. So always remember about the value exchange. What is it you're providing that is enriching other people's lives? It's as simple as that, whether it's a tool, a service, a product, community, whatever it is, focus on that and remember to highlight the value. And remember to participate, take action, and say thank you. I love this quote. I share it quite often, so I'm just putting it in here. And feel free, if anyone's watching this live, to take a picture, share it on social, give me a tag. I don't know if you can see my socials below, but it's at Lara_Sheldrake at Found Flourish. There's my email address here if you want to get in touch. But yeah, please do take a screenshot, tag me in it. Let me know if there's something particular that's really resonated with you during this chat. And let me know what your one word is. What's the one thing you want to be acknowledged for? What do you want to be known for? What's your expertise? Again, if you've got one, share it in the chat box or share it across social. Give me a tag. Let me reshare it. Yeah, I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you. Are there any questions? I'm going to come out of here now. We had a couple of technical issues earlier, so I'm going to come out and just make sure that you guys can see me. Hello. Hi, Niki. Oh, hang on. I can't hear you. Hang on.
Sorry, I'm on mute still.
Hello.
Quote of the year. Thank you so much, Lara. That was absolutely fab. And people have really enjoyed watching. We haven't really got questions, but we've got some.
That's fine.
Some gratitude and some lovely comments. Rachel Welford says she misses Hutchison.
And I miss it.
Parmar Pandya, am I saying that name right? She says well deserved on your it's not an award.
It's not an award. I think it's just a nod of acknowledgement, really. Yeah, I saw it yesterday and I was like, was it yesterday or the day before? I don't know. It was a couple of days ago, I think. But yeah, it was a lovely surprise and always nice to see things like that. So thank you very much, guys. That's lovely.
Yeah. And Lauren, who has a business called The Colourful Edit. She makes beautiful, really creative accessories. She says, thanks for advice, and she's had a brainwave. So
yeah, what's the brainwave? Tell me if you have it. Share it, tag me. That's awesome. That's wicked. I love to hear that.
And I think it's probably, I don't know if it's Lauren actually, I can't see who says, now following you, looking forward to getting to know your community more, which is ace. I had a question around the value exchange, because I know that this is something that people can find really scary. And I just wondered if you could very quickly talk about Lauren's brainwaves top secret.
Fine.
How did you manage that change from running the community for free to it becoming paid without scaring people off?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I sat on this idea for about 6 months. It was actually part of the, I say, business plan. When I was looking at ways in which I can monetize it, this was obviously one of the options. And for about 6 months, I really struggled to come to terms with the idea of suddenly charging for a service and an offering that people had been essentially not receiving, like having access to for free. And I think it's really challenging when you're offering, free content, services, experiences, and then you need to monetize that model. But I think what's really important is to take a step back and to ask yourself what it is you're offering, the value that it's providing, which areas you can consistently or sustainably continue to offer for free. Because I think also it's important to remember, and this is something we've discussed in the past, your funnel, and that, again, that can be like a dirty word sometimes, but it's essentially what's the journey that your customer takes through to sort of getting to know you, reading some of your content, understanding who you are, perhaps as a thought leader, the value that they can experience. You'll be able to describe this way better than me because you're the marketing expert. So sorry if I'm getting this all wrong, and then what is it they're prepared to pay for? So I got to a point where, firstly, there were community members coming to Hutchison branch saying, you need to start charging us for this. Obviously they paid for their branch, but they were like, when are you going to launch a membership? So I already knew the demand was there. And I knew that there were things that I wanted to provide that I wasn't able to currently provide, like free events for people, sort of an academy with resources that were a little bit more detailed into specific topics, because we have a blog which is free. But it was really starting to understand the different parts of the business or the business offering and the areas that I wanted to do that then I could justify charging for. And then it was basically asking my community, how much are you prepared to pay? I did a lot of market research. I sent a survey out. So I think it was Typeform at the time. But now if anyone ever wants to do a survey, I suggest Google Forms. I've got about 100 on the go. I'm really big on feedback and asking people for, their thoughts and stuff. So that's something that I did quite a lot. Do you know any other memberships? What's good about them? What's not so good? How much would you be prepared to pay for? What would you really like as an offer within that? So the community as a whole is free. The blog is free. There's learning materials that are free. Some of the events are free. I've got a free newsletter. But then there's that next level up. So we've got an academy, as you know, we've got the members hub, perk section. free events for all members. And really then it's just a case of reiterating or kind of going over what it is you're offering on the paid version and reminding yourself of that value. And it was really hard for me to get over that for a while. Like my mindset was just, I can't start charging for this. And I think it's a process that you need to go through, especially when you're working on your money mindset and valuing your time. And I think that's a really important thing, like consideration. Asking yourself, how much time are these things taking me? What is my time worth? Is my community, are they getting value from this? And if so, how much can I charge for it? And I think sometimes it's as simple as that. And then just, sharing, this is the thing as well, telling your story, sharing your journey and your experiences with your community, saying, guys, I'm launching a paid version now. Let me know how you feel about this. What do you want included? I really want to keep this going. I want it to be sustainable, because at the time for me, it wasn't. And I had to make some really serious decisions about whether I wanted to continue running it. And if I did, how I was going to sustain it. And of course, providing that paid membership model was one way of doing that.
Brilliant. Thank you. And yeah, I'm a member. And if anyone's thinking about joining, I think it's fab. I haven't benefited from any of the in-person events because I just joined, I'm in it now, and B, I joined just at the beginning of lockdown, I think. Are the doors open just now?
So the doors are open to sign up, and I'm actually I'm working on a new tier. So we're going to have a free tier where if you sign up, it's essentially the wait list. But if you sign up as a free member, once a month, you'll get access to one video from our academy, some updates on the community. And then, of course, there'll be the option to upgrade and come into the members hub, which is the £20 a month one. So yes, 100%. Please do sign up to the wait list, our free membership tier. And we'd love to welcome you in.
Awesome. Hope you get lots of new members. I highly recommend it.
Oh, thanks, Nikki. And well done today. It's amazing. And looking forward to us finally being able to meet up at a Hugs and Brunch in real life soon.
Thank you so much for taking part, Lara.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.